if you're in phone sales, you're gonna get objections. This next one right here is key to being able to respond to it the right way, because you're gonna get somebody who's gonna say, how do I get these phone calls to stop? That's a really good objection that's gonna come your way, and you need to be able to respond back to that objection. Before we jump into this and I give you some key responses, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so that you are alerted of new videos that come out to help you better be prepared to respond to objections. So let's jump right into this. How do I get these phone calls to stop? So remember, why is the person saying this? They're getting a lot of phone calls. But I want you to think about this for a second. It might not be insurance phone calls. We all get these phone calls about car warranties. They're getting a lot of phone calls. It could be for a lot of different things. So when they say, how do I get these phone calls to stop? They're getting bombarded by phone calls, but they're not telling you that they don't want to talk to you. See, a lot of agents make the mistake that when they hear this stall or this objection, they think, well, the call is over because they're frustrated, they're upset, they're not going to talk to me any longer. No, it's because they're getting phone calls maybe for other things as well. So here's a really, really good response. You're going to love this one, because this response is not to ever close the person on this objection. I guess that's a big mistake I've said in other videos, is a lot of salespeople think that they've got to go ahead and try to close the person right now. They're going to say some magical word that the person will go, that's great, let me talk to you, let's have this great conversation, let's sit down. No. All you're trying to do is you're trying to deflect and move the conversation forward so that you can start finding some common ground, connect with the person, get them to chuckle a little bit, and then jump into your qualification stage. So let's jump into, how do I get these phone calls to stop? So the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and we want to always agree with the person. We want to state their first name. We want to acknowledge what they're saying. And then also we want to jump right into our discovery question, start asking some questions. So here's how you respond to this stall. That is a great question, Beth. You stop the phone calls by making sure that you're talking to the right person. Let me ask you a question. Boom! How simple, how easy that is to do, and just move the conversation forward. That person that you're saying that to all of a sudden goes, wait a minute, I was not expecting that. I was expecting some crazy, sleazy type of snake oil salesman salesperson response to this. They don't know how to respond to that. And all of a sudden, before they know it, they're caught up in answering your questions. You start getting them to laugh, and all of a sudden, the conversation is moving forward. So again, how do I get these phone calls to stop? That's a great question, Beth. You stop the calls by making sure that you're talking to the right person. Let me ask you a question. Boom. You keep the conversation moving. A lot of times, that person will keep talking to you because all of a sudden they're blown away by this response because it was totally different than what everybody else was telling them that was calling them. Because everybody else was saying, well, you know what, we're calling about your car warranty, or we're calling about your health insurance, and you fill this out, and then all of a sudden it's just the same dribble that they keep hearing. So all of a sudden you're saying, hey, I'm a sales rock star. I'm the one that you should be talking to. If you need some help, I'm the right person. So you stop the calls by making sure that you're talking to the right person. Boom, you've just put yourself up on a pedestal without actually doing it. You've done it through their mind by going ahead and subliminally implanting that you're the right person that they should be talking to right now. So now let's just say that doesn't work, okay? They say, wait a minute, I'm not going to keep talking to you. How do I get these phone calls to stop? How do I get them to stop? Okay, now is where we have to go to the emotional side. So you've heard this response before in other videos, is that I want to go ahead and tap into the emotions, because now logically, I can't get through to them logically. Remember, 85% of buying decisions are done emotionally, not logically. So I try to do a logical response, but that didn't work. So now I've got to go straight to the emotion. So if somebody does not continue the conversation with me, but they're still on the phone, they haven't hung up, this is what I would respond back to them. I hear you, Beth. I can hear your frustration, but I don't believe there's any coincidence in life. I believe the universe actually meant for us to connect today. If you could be kind enough to give me a couple minutes of your time, let's find out actually why the universe did that. Let me ask you a question. Boom. Go right into your discovery questions. If they're not going to continue the conversation, they're going to stop you again. Okay? But this will typically work because now you've appealed to their emotions. So again, I hear you, Beth. I can hear your frustration, but I don't believe there's any coincidence in life. I believe the universe actually meant for us to connect today. If you could be kind enough, just give me a couple minutes of your time. Let's find out why the universe actually did that. Let me ask you a question. Boom. Go right into finding some common ground. Go right into your discovery questions. Now that you have the response to this objection, get out there when somebody says to you, this objection, this stall, how do I get these phone calls to stop? Don't feel like you've got to start all of a sudden telling them how great you are, how great the company is. just get into your discovery with these responses. Now that you have this, you're now better prepared to respond to this stall. Make sure that this becomes a muscle memory for you so that when this comes up, you're right there ready to move that conversation forward. Get out there today and be an absolute sales rock star when you're hit with this objection.